Hey,
How art thou?
what's going on, sis? I'm great. How are you?
I'm well, thank you. Is it daylight where you are? Like, where are you?
Yeah, I'm in LA.
Oh,
Yeah.
snap.
Yeah.
LA. Okay. So what are you
Yeah.
doing during this COVID pandemic?
Oh, sis, I'm staying out the way, man. You
Stay
know what
out
I'm
the
saying?
way.
Just sticking to my vitamin C. You know what I mean? Keeping it a buck. I'm keeping it a buck, man. I ain't playing with this thing. I
Is
don't
this
want none of that.
facts, big facts? Is this the worst that you've seen when it comes to pandemics and the flu and stuff like that?
For real, man. Actual fact. I said, what in the world?
Right, right.
I was like, what part of the game is this?
Part we staying out the way, like you said. That's the part we
Right,
in.
right, yeah. Hey, that part. I'm like, nah, I'll skip this one. Yeah.
So what are you? So what were you doing today? What have you been working on?
Just basically every day I try to write a little something more. I try to at least write one rhyme a day. You know
Uh
what I'm
huh.
saying? So I just been writing and just vibing, playing some dope music. Just being into my retro and feeling good. You know what I'm saying? That's all. I'm waiting to talk to you.
Okay, okay, killing the game. Cool, cool,
That's
cool.
right.
So I got a good question for you. You ready?
Sure.
It's
Absolutely.
one of those $1 million questions that I'm sure you'll appreciate. You ready?
Okay. Yes, I'm
When
ready.
did when did you fall in love with hip hop? I had to steal that one.
Oh man, that's a good one. That's a good one. Well, actually, I fell in love with hip hop at the age of 10.
Mm-hmm.
I was 10 years old the first time I went to a jam in the parks. And I grew up in the Bronx, New York. And one of my boys, his name is Tony Hines. I'll never forget it. And he was like, yo, D, you want to come to the jam? Come with me to the jam. So I said, the jam? He said, yeah, they're playing music. They're going to be playing music outside. He was like, DJ Flash and DJ Cool Herc. And I was like, who are you? Okay. And so we went to this park. It was Taft Schoolyard. It's the park of a high school because it was Taft High School, and then it was
Mm-hmm.
the schoolyard, the park, and that's where they were rocking. They was battling, and that's the first time I saw Grandmaster Flash and Cool
Wow.
Herc. Yeah, and the first time I
Dang.
saw people break dancing and all that, it bugged me out. You know what I mean? And I missed my curfew. In fact, that's why I'll
Oh
never forget
man.
that day. I missed my curfew, so when I got home, I got tore up. My mom's
Ooh.
tore me up. I was supposed to be home at 8. I got home at 10.
Oh
So
God. Mm-mm-mm. That's when the whooping
yeah.
was real back then.
Oh, quite real. Yeah.
Now that call social service on you. Can't nobody get a whooping right now. So,
Right,
do
right,
you think
exactly.
that is an important element, like just the freestyle, just the overall element of hip hop? Do you think that's what's missing from rap today?
You mean in terms of what?
In
What
terms
part?
of just free flowing, just being an authentic rapper or hip hop artist.
Yeah. Yeah, because back then it was set in stone, you had
Mm-hmm.
to be original. They didn't want you to copy anybody's style. You could say whatever you wanted to say, but as long as it was you, as long
Right.
as it was honest. You know what I'm saying? And so those were the rules. You couldn't have a name that sounded too similar to somebody else's name. They didn't play that.
Right. Right.
So, and that's what gave us such a variety of hip hop when it first, came through the doors. You know what I'm saying? So,
Mm-hmm.
and then as time went on, everybody, that it became a thing where people were saying, if they succeeded with that, then let's do the same thing.
Right.
And then once that started to run, you had all these different names. I used to ask my kids, I'm like, so wait a minute, who's that? So let's say I'll give you an example, and I'm not putting nobody out there. I'm just saying
Right.
hypothetically, like I would hear Jeezy, Wheezy, Breezy. You know what I'm saying? I'm having all these
Right.
Jeezys, right? So I'm like, wait a minute, is that the same dude? And they got similar beats, and
Right.
some cats rhyme and sound similar, or they do the same inflections or something as the other guys. And I'm like, yo, so that's the same dude, right? Nah, dad, that's a whole nother cat. Nah, dad, that's all. Now see, y'all little niggas is playing. Y'all play too much.
Right.
So,
And they know who it is because I'm always calling the wrong name, and I'm like, no, that's little baby right there. No, that's not little baby. That's such. What?
Right. So so you got like I like the baby. I like that dude. He's fun. He's a funny guy, and he brings back.
Right.
He throws me back into the spirit of like entertainment, right?
Mm-hmm. Right.
But so correct me if I'm wrong. So you got the baby, and then you probably got little baby, big baby too. So they probably got little baby, big baby,
right,
the baby.
Little baby. It was little baby and the baby. So those could get quite confusing for sure.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying. So hey man, but it is what it is.
We're here, vie, right? Say la vie.
That's right. That's right. That's right. That's right.
So, what came first? Was it singing or rapping?
Singing.
Singing?
Yeah, singing came first. Yeah. Because, when I was a kid, my mom, she was soul music. It was all through my crib. And my brothers, so I'm the youngest out of 5. So my older brothers, they introduced me to the Stylistics and Blue Magic and Smokey Robinson and all that. So when I was a kid, and of course, the Jackson 5, Michael Jackson. So, I had a high-pitched voice as a kid. So it was easy for me to sing those stylistic songs and all of that. So everybody like, yo, D, you can sing that. Like, yeah, sing it, sing, boy, sing.
Oh, that's what they did, didn't they?
Oh, they put you on the spot. Come on here, sing, boy. We having a party now. Now he gonna sing. So I'll be singing the songs and whatnot. And then and then I got introduced to hip hop. You know what I'm saying? And that just turned me out. But what I really, really loved about early hip hop was they had the routines. And they would be singing along with it. They had to sing along routines. Or,
right.
Yeah. So the groups, fantastic.
Back,
woo,
but we
back, baby. We back now. We back.
Big time. Okay,
that's
so
right.
Back to the question.
Yes, go ahead.
So who was the one that influenced you to do the singing when you started out?
I guess, let me see. Maybe my brother Blue. My brother Blue was the one that inspired. You mean like as far as my family?
Yeah.
Or just
well,
like, oh yeah. Or well, go ahead. What you gonna say? You
mean
like
other artists? They were like, you need to sing that song, boy.
Oh yeah. My brother Blue. You know what I'm saying? And he passed away like 2 years ago, man. And that's one of my pillars, man. That dude right there, he taught me so much,
Wow.
And he believed in everything. I mean, he came to every studio session with me. I got a chance to take him on the road, and he traveled the world with me. So, we had time well spent, you know what I mean? But he was the one that always pushed me to do my thing.
Okay. All right. So, and then with that, when you say he pushed you, in what way?
Just like, when he'd always ask me, he'd be like, yo, so what's up? Do you working on your music? He'd always just ask me, and like, man, I gotta tell you, man, I had some of the coolest brothers in the world. Like, out of 4 brothers, I had 2 that were real street. They were like, they were hustlers and all of that. And then I had my other 2 brothers that like worked. They always had like jobs, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
It was like a constant fork in the road of me seeing, different avenues or ways that I could go. But the twins, the ones that were street were twins. So their name was Richard and Robert. We called them Shake and Blue. And that was fascinating to me because they were so cool. They were so slick and they stayed fly. You know what I'm saying? So they inspired me a lot. My mom's like, boy, you better stay away from them twins. She didn't want me hanging with them. She didn't want me hanging with them, you know what I'm saying?
They were off the chain, huh?
Oh, they was off the chizzy wizzy. Yeah, they wasn't playing. They was dope dudes.
So now I read where, of course, it's out there. So you started working with Bobby Brown. How did that happen?
Yes. Oh man. Yeah. Yeah, I gotta tell you that one. Shout out to Bobby Brown, my man B. So like, okay. So now I'm okay. Let me start it off like this. When I met Bobby Brown, yeah. Cause see, all right. When I was younger, I had all these different visions. Once I got to a place, once I got in high school, I said I realized I really wanted to do music. I wanted to do hip hop, rap, and all 9 yards, right?
Right.
Okay, so that's when I got in high school. That's when I started fashioning my pen for real. All right. Yeah. So then I end up meeting. I had a childhood friend. I got to give him a shout out, DJ Holiday. He always like, yo, bro, man, I'm the one that introduced you to Mixmaster Ice.
He be feeling some kind of way.
Yeah, he feeling it. He be in his feelings. I'm like, look, Mixmaster Ice introduced me to Bobby. Okay, so you want some props? He introduced me to Mixmaster Ice. Okay, done. So anyway, so right then, when Mixmaster UTFO had a hit song, Roxanne, right? So my boy was on the road with him, and he was a DJ. He was the first DJ on our block and all like that, blah, blah, blah.
Right.
And they called him DJ Holiday. So anyway, long story short, he went on the road with them. He came off the road, and I had moved off the block, so he ain't seen me for a couple of years. So when I came back, I would come back through the block. You know, he'd be on the road, and I'd get little rhyme ciphers. And long story short, you know, the word started getting around. Yo, because everybody used to call me D Barnes. Yo, D Barnes could rhyme. D Barnes could rhyme, right? So, you know, Smooth B is for Barnes. Okay, fine. Long story short, the buzz started getting around. So when I spoke to Holiday again, he was like, come through the block. I came through the block, I rhymed for him, and he called up Mixmaster Ice. Now, Mixmaster Ice comes through. Pardon me. So Mixmaster Ice comes through, and immediately he pulls up in the BMW. He got jewelry on and all. So I'm like, whoa, and we all on the same age bracket. So I'm bugging out saying, dudes my age getting bread, doing this, like legal? I love it. Now I know this is what I'm gonna do. Right. So you know what I'm saying? So it's very inspirational to me, you know?
Right.
So I got a chance. So he told him, he said, yo, D, he called him Smooth. This is Smooth B. Yo, rhyme for Mixmaster Ice. So I rhymed for Mixmaster Ice. He was like, yo, you dope. Now, for him to have the 4 dope MCs that he had, or 3 MCs that he had, UTFO, they all were super dope. So for him to give me the, you know, that go ahead and tell me I was dope, that made me, you know I was on my way.
Right.
Then he also confirmed, because I had got this idea in my mind, I had a master plan of becoming a messenger. And the reason I wanted to be a messenger was because I could travel around Midtown, and because I was at my demo stage, I started making demos. So I could drop my demos off at the record companies, because on the back of the albums, they had the addresses of the record companies. Now, all of this is leading up to me meeting Bobby. Here we go. God wrote it, you know what I'm saying? So here's the design. I meet Mixmaster Ice, I rhyme for him. 3 weeks later, I'm walking down the street in Midtown. Now, mind you, Mixmaster Ice told me that he used to be a messenger, so it was just a trip. So anyway, so I'm like, confirmation. So nonetheless, I'm in Midtown Manhattan. This one day, it was raining. I didn't want to go to work, and I stopped in this little pizza shop, Famous Ray's Pizza in Manhattan on 7th Avenue. I go in the pizza shop, I'm eating some pizza, I'm looking out the window, I'm waiting for the rain to slow up. So then when it starts to get to a slow drizzle, I'm sitting there, I'm still eating pizza. I look out the window and I see Mixmaster Ice standing on the corner. I'm like, oh. So I come out the pizza shop. I'm like, yo, Ice. He looked, he's squinting his eyes. I said, Smooth. He said, yo, come here, man. I run across the street. He goes, what you doing out here? I said, dude, I'm a messenger. He's like, word, I used to be a messenger. I said, I know, you told me.
Right.
So he said, I said, what you doing? He said, I'm waiting for this kid, Bobby Brown. So I was like, Bobby Brown. It shot past me at first, you know what I'm saying? Because that's when he had first left New Edition. So he said, I'm waiting for this kid, Bobby Brown. And I was like, Bobby Brown. And he was like, you know the one who used to be down with New Edition? I said, oh, word, yeah. Bam. As we standing there, Bobby comes out of the Omni Hotel. So as he walks out of the Omni, him and, Mix, they embrace. It's Bobby and his brother, Tommy. They come out the hotel, and Mixmaster Ice give him a hug and everything, and he goes, yo, this dude right here is an MC from the Bronx. His name is Smooth B. He's dope, like that. And Bobby goes, yeah. And then Bobby goes, we'll bring him to the studio with us. I didn't know they were on their way to the studio. She said, bring him to the studio. But, okay, I'm on the clock. So I said, oh, man, I wish, guys. I said, but I got, I'm on the job. So he said, what you do? I said, I'm a messenger. Bam. He goes, listen, man, come through later. I want to hear you. Like that. I said, all right. So he told me, the room and gave me the number to the hotel. I said, all right, cool. So I go home. I, get ready. Boom, 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 boom. Then I call him. Bam. Come down to the hotel to check him. Now, I'm thinking, this is New Edition. So I'm like, back then I'm blowing down my trees. That's my thing. So I'm like, man, I'm gonna go uptown, get me some smoke. Then I'm gonna get some Visine, put in my eyes. You know, I don't, these New Edition guys probably don't smoke. I'm spraying on my cologne. You know what I mean? So I said, let me call and make sure they there. So when I call, we pick up. I'm like, yo, it's Smooth. He like, Smooth who? I was like, Smooth, I met you earlier with Mixed Man's Eyes. Oh, yeah, from the Bronx. I said, yeah. He said, where you at? I said, I'm in the Bronx. When did they come downtown? He said, yo, could you do me a favor? I said, what? He said, could you get me some weed? I said, I got you, homeboy. So now
that was your open door.
That was my open door.
Yes.
So bam, I go down there, bam, bam, bam. So when I get there, I come through the door. It's a long row of you know, people say 40 ounces, right? But back then it was quarts.
Back then.
So back then it was all quarts of OE in a big radio box. So I say, oh, this is hip hop shit here. You know what I mean? What hip hop guys do. So I'm bugging out. So I'm like, yo, this dude is, he a real one. So I chill. So now, so I come in, I give him a pound, I sit down. Then a few minutes later, Red Alert comes. Somebody knock on the door, and it's DJ Red Alert. So I'm like, oh man, Red Alert. So I'm chilling. Then a few minutes later, LL comes through the door.
Oh wow.
Like, oh shit. So I'm sitting there. I'm talking about, this is 86,
legendary.
88. Yeah. L coming there with the ropes on. I'm like, oh shit. So I'm sitting there like, oh shit. So now, next thing you know, Mixmaster Ice comes. So when he comes in, he goes, yo, Smooth, did you rhyme for him? Like that. So first when he came to you, Smooth. So he giving them pounds first. I'm sitting there. Then he sees me sitting over on the side. He goes, Smooth. I said, what's up, man? I give him a pound. He said, yo, did you rhyme for him yet? I said, nah. So now LL and Red Alert, they look at me, you know, like, he a rapper? So Mixmaster Ice said, yo, rhyme, man, spit for him. Whew, you talking about 19-year-old Smooth. Boy, I must have rhymed for an hour. I went crazy. I was rhyming for my life. Rhyming, right? So the first two rhymes, everybody was just chilling, like taking me in, like, interesting. By the time I got to that third rhyme, I see Red Alert start smiling. Then I see LL start smiling. Then I just go ham. I hit him with about 10 quick rhymes. After that, Bobby he put his arm around me. Bobby put me in the dope, pulled me to the side. Yo, you got a producer? Like that.
Ooh, right? He was proud, wasn't he?
What? So back then, you know, I didn't know what a producer was. So he was like, you got a producer? And I was like, no. He was like, I'm going to be your producer. I said, all right, but me, you know what I'm saying?
Okay.
And from that day forward, you know, I started writing rhymes. I ended up writing raps for him. The next day, I ended up going in the studio with him. And Dr. Ice from UTFO couldn't make it. And I ended up filling in and writing his raps. And then ever since then, I mean, I wrote all the raps on the King of Stage album. And I wrote the hook. I wrote the bridge on My Prerogative. You know?
Oh my gosh.
And so, I mean, we ran hard. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I mean, just a lot of things, you know. But that's my brother, man, B Brown. You know. Oh well, I gotta plug it. It was my idea. The Gumby haircut was my idea.
The Gumby, okay.
Yeah,
what was it back then? Was it Gumby or Ronald Reagan?
Oh no, the Gumby.
It was Gumby.
That's what they called it in the hood. When people was calling it the Ronald Reagan.
Ronald Reagan in the South.
That's crazy. Because now Ronald did have a sloop on his joint.
Yes, that's what we call that in the South.
What? Ronald Reagan.
Ronald Reagan. That's what that was.
Oh, that's funny. Yo, Reagan did it, didn't he? Well, back then,
he
was that. Hard. He opened up the floodgates for them streets. I was like, Ronald, what are you doing?
Ronald set the tone.
So he set that tone. He set that tone.
So you did My Prerogative. What's another song that you wrote that people might know that Bobby Brown performed?
Say it one more time. Whatever.
What's another song that you wrote that he may have performed?
Oh yeah, well, like that song, "The Girl Next Door." Okay, all right. Oh, let me drop this for you real quick. This is a good trivia for anybody watching. All right, you want to see 19-year-old Smooth? You got to look at the Girlfriend video. That was the first. Yeah, that was the first video that I was ever in, and that was the first video for his solo career. So the song's called "Girlfriend." And you'll see me walking with him. I got a blue shirt on. Oh man, it's
killing the game. Killing the game.
Yeah. Definitely on one. So the Girlfriend video, and the song "The Girl Next Door," What could she have in store? The girl next door, her very essence, her presence, I do adore. You know, that day I wrote that rap, and then for Prerogative, Teddy Riley produced it, and Aaron Hall actually wrote it.
Right.
And I accompanied Bobby to Teddy's house so I saw the song be created from the ground up. You know what I'm saying? But they needed a bridge, and as they was writing the song, it was funny because when I would write with Bobby, I would just ask him. I was like, "What do you want to say?"
Right.
You know, I'm gonna write it for you. I'm gonna tailor it for you. So just tell me what you want to say. And it was funny because before Aaron got there, it was, you know, Guy wasn't formed yet. Guy didn't come out yet. And Teddy was trying to explain to us how dope Aaron was. And he was trying to tell us how, you know, they had a chemistry. So he was like, whatever music I make, this dude can write a song to it, man. Wait till you hear him. And all like this, right? So boom, boom, boom. So Aaron comes through. And it was funny. He said, man, he talked about how his parents had a church in Brooklyn and he used to play the organ there, so forth and so on. And he said that they kept telling him, come back and play, man. And, you know, he doing secular music, right? So he doing his R&B joints. So now they were like, so he said he ended up going back to the church one day just to play, you know, for his parents and everything. And when he got there, because they kept telling him, they said, you got to hear our choir. You got to hear our choir and our new lead singer. So when he went there, he saw Aaron. Aaron was the lead singer in the church.
Wow.
And he ended up snatching. He said, man, I snatched him up out of that church. He said, now we got a new group we call God. I was rolling. So anyway, he was saying, he sounds like Stevie Wonder in a combination of Charlie Wilson. So now me and Bobby looking at each other like, what is this boy talking about? Right? He said, what you hear him? So Aaron comes in. I'm just resetting it for you if you don't mind. This is funny. We got a little time. So anyway, I bet. So now Aaron walks through the door and he's like, and he stutters. People don't know, like a lot, you know, he used to stutter a lot when he talked.
Aaron.
So yeah, Aaron Hall, right? So he came in and he goes, what's up, Bobby? Hey, what's up, Teddy? And so now
you know you wrong for that.
I swear. He'll tell you. And we all looked at each other like, is this dude, are we being punked? You know what I'm saying? Like, what the fuck? And then he must have picked up how crazy and bizarre it seemed. So he said, let me tell you something. I stutter when I talk, but I don't stutter when I sing. Ooh. Like that, right? So he was like, all right. He said, Teddy said, sing something for him, Aaron. This nigga said, wait, what was the Stevie Wonder joint he selling? He said, wait. Oh man, wait. Look, I keep hearing Alicia Keys was singing "Love in Need of Love" today. I keep hearing "Love in Need of Love," but it wasn't that. It was
something else.
Oh my God! Love in every heart, and I'll be your lover. That was if it's magic, yeah. Then why can't it be everlasting? Yo, listen, when you hear Aaron sing that, yo, we sitting in this little closed space, we in the living room. He was like, if it's magic, he started going, hold the key to every heart. Yo, I was like, yo, this dude could sing. And they was like, yeah. Yo, he went crazy. You know how Stevie be like, you know, Stevie going to his riff game. Stevie is unmatched. This boy started riffing so hard. He started going crazy. It was magic.
I cannot.
Like, yo, I was like, damn.
I can't deal.
What? And then Teddy put him back on the spot. He said, now give him some my man, Charlie Wilson. And then that nigga just went crazy. He was like, he did that shit. My heart is yearning for you. Let me inside your love.
I remember that song.
He just started singing Yearning. I was like, yo, this dude is a fool. So then he turns around and he looks at Bobby and he goes, so. It was so bizarre.
I
starts stuttering again. He goes, so Bobby, what do you want to say, man? What do you want to say? Because Teddy had a little bit of the beat. He didn't have the whole beat. And it was just like a click track and he had a little bit of beat. And so he had that. If you remember Prerogative, when it comes on, it goes, it's like a drum, it's a kick, a drum kick, and it goes boom,
Yeah,
like that,
I
right?
remember.
So it goes boom.
Yeah, with the trumpet?
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right. So it's a crazy bass line.
Right.
Okay. So at that moment, he only had the kick and the little drum roll in the beginning and a click track, like click, 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 click to keep the pace.
Right.
So it's like it just kept going. Boom. Click, 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 boom. Click like that, right? So he says so Aaron says to Bobby, he goes, so what you want to say, man? What do you want to say? He said, well, I want to say something like, I could do whatever I want to do. You know what I'm saying? It's my choice, like it's my prerogative.
Right,
like that,
right.
So he said, all right. So he said, a word you want to say is like your prerogative, huh? He said, all right. So a few minutes later, Teddy said, all right, I got the bass line. So Teddy put, then he put the drums. That nigga, Aaron
went
said,
off with a capital.
he went ham. That nigga said, it's my prerogative, baby. It's my prerogative. It's my prerogative, baby. And he just started, whoa! He started doing these crazy ass riffs, right? We was like, woo! And then he started it off. He said, people always talking all this stuff about me. Why don't they just let me live? It's my prerogative, baby. And he just kept killing it. So we was like, woo! So basically he said, I'm gonna demo it for you. So he demoed it for Bobby. And he was doing all these crazy riffs. And Bobby was like, yo, man, I can't do those riffs. He said, no. I just want you to listen to it and own it. Make it your own. He said, Bobby, you a bad motherfucker. So just listen to what I'm saying and make it your own. Bobby was like, all right. So in the middle of the song, he said, yo, so Teddy started saying, we need a bridge. So they was changing, it was a change in the record. So me knowing Bob, and I already wrote for him, I know him.
Right.
I said, I got something. And I said, don't get me wrong, I'm really not so, ego trips is not my thing. Like that, right? So Bobby turned around, he said, yo, say that again, Smooth. And I said, don't get me wrong, I'm really. And then Teddy was like, nah, I don't feel that. Right? So Teddy was like, nah, I don't feel that. So Bobby said, hey, yo, listen to me. Whatever he say, we keep it in the record. So now,
groundbreaking record.
Word, that part. So so then after I said that part, then Aaron added on, only strange relationships really get me down.
Right.
That was fly. Yeah, we just.
But that's the funniest thing. You never would have known that he was part of that record either.
Right.
Like it was just so many intrinsic people that contributed to that one song.
Yeah.
Like yourself, nobody never knew.
Nobody.
That's crazy.
Yeah. And and it's funny because back then, especially in the 90s. Well, no, that was the 80s, pardon me. But in the 80s, they definitely was trying to separate rap from R&B.
Right.
And my whole vision was to bring it together. You know what I'm saying? Especially knowing the roots of it. And but it was real weird. And once it got to that level, to corporate, people, when I was writing the raps on his first album, MCA wasn't too happy about that. But they started seeing those units moving. You know what I'm saying? So it was just weird,
It was about the money.
Right, that part. And now these days, if you got something, you better have some type of melodic hook to it or something. or you ain't got a hit. You feel what I'm saying?
You got it, but it's a one-hit wonder, pretty much.
Right. That part.
So, what are your most fondest memories from the golden era of hip hop? Because that's where you derive from.
Absolutely. I'm that era of the 90s, especially when I formed Nice and Smooth, when I met Greg and we came together, it was like I had a lot of fun memories. But I have to give you two from the early 90s.
Okay.
It would be three. It would have to be three. Doing summer, what was that? Spring break. Spring break in Florida. Oh my God, that was amazing.
You're not talking about not Freak
MTV. No. They had this up. They had this thing, and it was televised. It was MTV Spring Break.
Oh, I remember that.
Yeah, man, and it was us, Naughty by Nature. And,
Mhm.
oh my God, we all
I remember
performed on
that.
one stage. It was us, yeah, Cypress Hill and Tribe Called Quest. It was
Mhm.
amazing, man. You know what I'm saying? And it was like nobody knew what to expect. Everybody's
Right.
record label or whatever sent them whoever had the hottest joints out at that time. Their record
Mhm.
label just sent them. So we didn't know we were going to even see each other. It was like, we want to do Spring Break, MTV Spring Break. So we thinking, Nicest Move was thinking we the only ones going to be there to do
Right.
something with people we don't know. But we get down, as soon as we walk into the hotel lobby, we see Q-Tip, then we look up and see Tretch, then we look and see Be Real from Cypress Hill. We all start hugging like, going crazy. And that, woo! Yo, I was next door to Rodney Dangerfield.
Wow.
Yo, I walked out on my terrace to smoke a blunt. And Rodney Dangerfield was on the next terrace in a crazy like smoking jacket. He's like, hey. He's like, hey, that smells pretty good. Yo, it was so crazy. Yo, he was like, that smells pretty good.
Oh, you sound just like him. I cannot.
Yo, he bugged me out. I passed him the blunt.
Rodney Dangerfield.
Rodney.
Oh my God.
No lie. I passed Rodney Dangerfield the blunt. He was like, yeah, okay. And this other dude, he was hanging out with Paulie Shaw. And Paulie Shaw stood up because I didn't see him sitting down. He's like, yo, what's up, man? You know, he knew who I was. And somebody has the footage because later on that day, Rodney Dangerfield and Paulie Shaw and a couple other people, they judged a bathing suit contest. Like on the boardwalk of that whole event. And we were walking down there, so they snatched us in it. Yo, come up here. So we ended up sitting with them with the chick. Oh my God. I was like, this is funny. It was us and Marlon Wayans. That's when I first snatched Marlon up. I was like, yo, you with us, man. Anyway, that's another story. So it'll be Spring Break, the Apollo, performing the Apollo and headlining the Apollo, which was amazing, and doing Soul Train. Those three things were like really,
those were the top three things back then, aside from Rap City. Those three things.
Right, absolutely. Oh my God, we used to perform live on BT for Teen Summit and all of that. Woo! Unforgettable moments, man. Those were great times. Those were definitely great times.
Do you think artists today, I'm not going to say they take it for granted, but would they appreciate being artists or hip hop artists more if they had to do what you guys did to get into the industry? Because it took work to get you to where you are now.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, you know, I mean, it's a bug out because, I mean, I know it works for me, you know what I'm saying? Because it's clear in my mind, my journey, you know what I'm saying? But it's so funny, like, we can appreciate this era. You know, a lot of my people's, from my clique, from the golden era, they don't really like social media. Well, some of them don't. Some of them use it to the best of their ability, but I'm fascinated with the fact that I can make a song, send it to the other side of the world, literally in 5 minutes, within 5 minutes.
Right.
When back in the days, to carry a 3-inch reel was like, the 3-inch reel was like damn near 5 pounds.
Wow.
2 inches, 2-inch reels, 2 inches and 3 inches. They was 5 pounds, Jack. Them joints was heavy. And we used to have to carry them around because that's how we was doing our albums.
Right.
2-inch. Yeah. So, I mean, so that alone should be able to record. So this is the Jetsons, B. But some of these cats, they just coming into it. So it's just matter of factly to them. But what I will say is that it still is hard work. You know, you still got to put in work to earn anything. But, ooh, I tell you, boy, that struggle and everything that we went through to get to this point, oh my God, it makes you dynamic.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So.
Well, you know, I was just watching one of your videos. Like, y'all definitely popped up on MTV. What is it? Yo, MTV Raps and Rap City, like all that. Nice and Slow. That was one of the joints back then. So, who came up with the concept for that?
Oh, for Sometimes Around Slow, Sometimes Around Quick?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, now listen, this is funny because my partner, so Greg Nice, we always would listen to different types of music, you know what I'm saying? Like everything from rock to all types of stuff. And he had become fascinated with Tracey Chapman.
Oh wow!
So he kept riding around. Yeah. This is what I'm trying to tell you. So he's riding around and he blasted Tracey Chapman.
Right.
So one day we met up. I got in the car with him. So I'm riding with him. We riding around, and he's just playing. He said, so he's playing the different songs from my album. He's like, yo, man, she's dope, man. She's dope. And I'm like, what? And so I'm listening. I'm like, oh, all right. She got some prolifics, you know, she dope. And then Fast Car came on.
Oh my God.
He said, this is my shit. He said, I can't stop listening to
this. He liked that song?
Yo, Greg Nice is a different dude. So he really loved the song Fast Car.
Oh my God.
That was his shit. And so he was like, yo, you know what? We should flip this joint. So I said, yeah. So me listening to the original, you know, I like to go left. I like to step outside the box. So I said, okay, bet I'm gonna talk about a girl on coke. You know what I'm saying? I might as well. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna take this to the next level. So it was so dope. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So we put that hip hop. We put that hip hop thing on it. You know, but yeah, that was a lot of fun to do. Yeah.
I totally remember that song, Tracey Chapman. That was not one of my favorite songs. I was like, dang, she just monotone up in here. But
right.
I could not. That was not my favorite, but it was a banger. So y'all got a hit. Y'all got a hit from that.
Yeah. That was our first number one. That was our
first number one. Okay, so would that be one of your humble beginnings into hip hop?
Oh, absolutely. Oh yeah, absolutely. You know, that joint. I mean, really, the first album was my most humblest.
Right.
Cause sheesh, we was on sleeping bag records. Yeah. I mean, look, man. Those ninjas was them motherfuckers. What? Man, okay. You know what I mean? Let's keep this upbeat. You know what I'm talking about?
You a hot mess.
Oh my God. Them fucking sleeping bag was a hot mess. But go ahead. Yeah.
So, all right. So let's just talk about what you're working on now. Like what you have. Yes.
Okay. Well, I got a mean album coming for y'all, man. I got some flavors, man, you know what I'm saying, that I've been chefing, you know. I was just telling my partner, you know, my business partner, my manager, Agar, the other day, he was saying to me, he's like, so how you want to hit them, Smooth? I said, I'm gonna give these niggas about 25 songs. He was like, Smooth, what the fuck you talking about? I said, yeah, at least 20, nigga, what you think? He was like, Smooth, niggas ain't making 20 song albums no more. I was like,
he said that.
Yeah, he was like, come on, Smooth. He said, nah, man, cats is making 10. Some cats is making 7. I said, man, you cannot be serious. He was like, yeah. I was like, why? You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, because we come from that era, 15 minimum. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But, you know, it is a new day. And what I will say is I chop it down for y'all. But it's going to be the dopest. If I give y'all 10 joints, it's going to be the dopest 10 joints y'all ever. Y'all going to be like, oh, this shit is solid. I'm not playing. I ain't playing, man. I ain't playing. That's my word. Yeah.
So do you have a title for it, or did you release a single from it?
Oh, well, yeah. Well, actually, the single that we rocking now, Before, I did this song called Before, and Before is an introspective look into the world of Smooth B. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, like, so, you know, my first line is, I said, when I was young, I had to beat the clock before. Beating the clock is trying to get home before your curfew.
Right.
You know, so I said, you know, and by the way, everything I say on that song is actual fact. It's true. So I said, when I was young, I had to beat the clock before. I was the first one with Pumas on the block before. Right? Yeah, I was.
Right.
I've been locked up before. I hit a nigga with a lock and a sock before. I left bitches in shock before. I hustled weed and coke on the block before. Got a penicillin shot before.
Oh, wow.
And I smoked a blunt with my nigga Tupac before. Then I go in. Dow Barnes, day one hitter. You know, I start talking my talk.
Right.
But that's all facts. You know what I'm saying? So that part.
Okay.
So that's the single. I actually did it in Spanish because guess what? And back in 1991, like when I first met Greg, I was like, yo, dude, when we make an album and everything, as we go on, I want to make songs in different languages. I always was fascinated with that. That was a throwback to Stevie Wonder when he made songs in the key of life. He had different languages. And I was like, I always want to make songs in different languages. And then anybody that know, you grow up in New York, you grow up in the Bronx, that's a melting pot. So I had Dominicans, Puerto Ricans, everybody, Latinos. I had Chinese people who live in my building, Jewish people. The holidays would come and shit. I'll be eating matzo ball soup with these motherfuckers.
It was multicultural.
Right, that part. And then I have people over my house, you know what I'm saying, giving them mac and cheese and fish and grits and shit like that. So, it's always been that type of thing. So when we came out in 1991, we did Hip Hop Junkies, and but we had a Spanish version. It was called the Spanish Fly version. And shout out to my brother, Ray Roll. He passed away last year. And I love him, but he translated for us back in the days. Right. And so when I did Before, I was thinking about him, and I was like, what would my brother Ray do? You know what I'm saying? So I translated it in Spanish. So even anybody familiar with the song Before, I'm like, well, I guess that's why they call it the blues, right? Well, I flipped that chorus in Spanish. Ya lo ves que tú me quedas azul. Besé ayer, necesito tu luz. Pasan los años, sigo contando. Hoy me levanto y no estás a mi lado.
Okay, all right. Songbird, okay.
Yeah.
All right, cool.
Yeah, man. So that's how we doing them, So I'm giving them a variety.
All right. So then it's just for different cultures, different people to vibe out to. Okay.
Yes.
All right.
Absolutely.
So you're getting radio play? Like, is it over there where you are?
Oh my God, man. Listen, this song has been embraced on such a large level. In fact, we're number one on the DRT, digital radio trackers for independent artists and independent labels. We've been number one. This is the second week in a row.
Wow.
So it's, oh my God. Yeah, so it's being embraced all over the world, baby.
Right.
Yeah.
Congratulations with that.
Thank you. Yeah.
So what other projects are you working on besides the music?
Well, I got my music going down. I'm currently writing a couple of scripts. So it's going to get real freaky in a minute. Yeah.
Are you in a literal sense or like just...
Look, figuratively, literal. Look here. We're going to get down.
I digress.
I'm bringing the spirit of Rick James back.
Oh, Lord. Let's hope it's the good part of Rick James. Listen.
No.
Because Rick James was a hot mess.
Oh, man. Yeah. He was messy. He had some messy sides, but that dude was a musical genius, you know?
Yes, he was.
Yeah. And that was one of my one of my biggest inspirations, because I used to listen to his music. And I used to read when I tell you how I used to read the back of the album covers. And he was the first artist that I saw, and where it said, all songs written, arranged, and produced by Rick James. And I was like, I want to do that. One day I want to do that. And that was part of us being on that tip,
You did
it. Yep. So.
Okay, so the good news is, even when the street lights came on,
yes,
because you had to be on.
Man, you feel me? Woo!
Look, that butt whooping was worth it, right?
You feel what I'm talking about? I can kind of still feel that sting. Damn. Mama she leaned on it too. She leaned on it like, boy, if I ever had to tell your ass. I said, Mama, do you love me? I was looking at my mom, do you still love me? Beat a nigga like that? But yeah, man. But I couldn't stop messing with hip hop. Go ahead.
This is my last question. Where can our viewers follow you and cop your music?
Oh yeah. Well, check this out. We're on every platform, whether or not you do Amazon, whatever look, man, all digital platforms. You want to follow me? I'm the legendary Smooth B across the board. So it's TheLegendary Smooth, SMOOTH So it's the Legendary Smooth B on Twitter, the Legendary Smooth B on Instagram, the Legendary Smooth B on Facebook, and the legendarysmoothb.com.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
Last question. I always do this, and I'm like, I got one more question. So do you have a release date for that newest project that you have coming out?
Not for the album. Right now, the EP is out, and there's different versions of Before, which is also and the Spanish version is on there. Got a Spanish remix coming out there for all the DJs as well.
Okay.
But yeah, I haven't set a release date yet because of this pandemic, man. I want everything to be clear because when we drop the album, we want to perform for y'all. So for now, I'm just chefing it, you know, getting it tight.
Are you doing quarantine? Like, are you doing little virtual parties?
You know, I haven't started my virtual parties yet. I just been doing a few lives here and there. But I think I will. You know, I got to do that. I'm gonna throw a couple of virtual joints.
Yeah, that's kind of the move right now.
Yeah. That's what it is. But you know, I'm telling you, I'm an old head when it comes to focus. So I've been writing these songs.
Okay.
I'm like, I'll come back and mess with y'all on virtual. But I got to work on the hurt you. I got to hurt your feelings with this fly shit I'm concocting.
Okay. I believe it. You always have a way with words, so we're gonna see what you're doing. So
that's right.
Again, thank you so much. It was a pleasure.
Oh man, thank you. Truly my pleasure. Thank you. Please have me back again.
I will. Absolutely.
I bet.
So enjoy the daylight.
Yes, man. Hold on, let me give y'all some palm trees or something. Hold on.
Yeah,
I gotta be a little palm tree shit. Yeah, little palm tree. Little palm tree. Hold on. Can you see it?
Yes. Dude, it's raining over here. Yeah, we see the palm trees. We hurting for real.
Oh man. All right, I'm gonna send y'all some sunshine.
We got a hurricane coming through for real.
Oh, well, be safe, please, Queen. You know
I'm kidding.
I'm gonna sit. Oh, you play too much.
It is raining though. It is raining.
Okay.
So thank you so much, and look forward to the new music.
Yes, thank you so very much, and thank you for having me. Look, I'm going to send y'all some sunshine right now. All right?
Bye.
All right, bye-bye.
Quick. Sometimes I rhyme slow, sometimes I rhyme quick.